Hello everyone, and welcome to our English story time. In every video, you will practice listening, reading, and understanding English. Remember, the best way to learn is to enjoy the story. If you are enjoying this story and want to keep learning English in a fun and simple way, please subscribe to our channel. Your support encourages us to share more stories with you every week. Let's begin. Part 1. The Fall. I was sitting on the edge of my bed, staring at my wallet. It was empty, no cash. No coins, only a bus ticket from last week and a photo of my parents. My name is Johnny. I am 26 years old. I came to the city with dreams of starting a business, helping my family and living with pride. But today I have nothing. 3 months ago, I left my job to open a small phone repair shop. I spent all my savings on tools and rent. At first, I was excited, but customers did not come. The shop is now closed. I cannot pay the rent, and my landlord has warned me. I have no job, no income, and no food in the kitchen. I looked at the photo of my parents. My father, a poor farmer, always said, "Never give up when life pushes you down. Stand up stronger." His words gave me strength. I closed the wallet and stood up. "I will not quit," I whispered. With old shoes on my feet and a bag on my back, I stepped outside into the hot sun and noisy streets. I did not know where I was going. I only knew that I had to keep walking. Part 2. The Encounter. The streets were crowded and full of noise. People rushed past, cars honked, and vendors shouted. The smell of food made my stomach growl. I had only a few rupees left. I was unsure if I should spend it on food or save it. That was when I saw a man handing out pamphlets at the corner. He smiled warmly and waved at me. "Hey, brother, looking for a job?" he asked. I froze in surprise. "Yes, I am," I replied, "but I do not know where to start." The man gave me a flyer. "A company is hiring. It is not much, but it could be the start." He said kindly, the job was for deliveries. Not my dream, but at least it was honest work. "What is the catch?" I asked. He laughed. "No catch. You deliver packages and get paid daily. It is simple, but it is hard work." I thought for a moment the money would not be much, but it could buy me time, maybe enough to plan something bigger. "Thank you," I said, putting the flyer in my pocket. "I will check it out." The man smiled again. "Good luck. My friend, the world is small, take care." I walked away with mixed feelings. It was not the life I wanted, but it felt like a sign. Part 3. The First Day. The next morning, I woke up early. The sky was still dark, and the cool air filled my lungs. I knew I could not waste time. I put on my old shoes and pulled out the flyer. The company's address was near the city market, a place I had visited many times before. I did not know what to expect, but I knew I had to show up. As I walked, the sun began to rise. The streets were quiet, but the city was waking up, people opening shops, children heading to school, workers rushing to their jobs. I felt like I was stepping into something new. When I reached the office, I paused outside. The building was small and simple, with a plain sign above the door. It was not fancy, but it gave me hope. Inside, a receptionist greeted me with a smile. "Good morning, how can I help you?" she asked. I showed her the flyer and told her I was there for the job. "You are just in time," she said. "Our manager is waiting for you." She led me into a small office at the back. The manager, a man with glasses, looked up from his desk. "Johnny?" he asked. "Yes," I said nervously. He motioned for me to sit. "We need someone to deliver packages around the city." He explained, "It is hard work, but the pay is fair, Are you ready for this? I nodded firmly. Yes, I am ready. He handed me a map and a small bag. Good, you will start today. Follow the map. Deliver the packages and do your best. I smiled as I took the bag. It was not much, but it was a new beginning, with hope in my heart. I walked out to start my first day. Part 4, The Struggle. I stepped into the streets with the map in my hand and the bag over my shoulder. The cool morning air felt refreshing, but my nerves made the bag seem heavy. I reminded myself that this was the start of something important. The first delivery was easy, just a few blocks away, and the person accepted the package quickly. That small success gave me confidence. But the second delivery was different. The address was confusing, and I wandered around the market without finding the right place. Every street looked the same, and the clock kept ticking. I stopped to wipe the sweat from my forehead. My legs already felt tired, but I could not give up. I thought of my father's words and pushed forward. Finally, I found the right house. The man who answered took the package with little interest and gave me a small payment. It felt like so much effort for so little reward, but I moved on. By the third delivery, my legs were sore, and my feet were swollen. I sat on a bench for a moment, trying to catch my breath. For a second, I thought about stopping. But then I remembered my family. I could almost hear my father's voice saying, "Keep going, Johnny, do not stop." So I stood up and forced myself to continue. Every delivery after that felt like a battle. The streets were long, the bag grew heavier, and the day grew hotter. But each package delivered made me feel like I was moving forward in life. By the end, my wallet was still almost empty, yet my heart was no longer hopeless. It was beginning to fill with purpose. Part 5, The Reward. As the sun began to set, I made my final delivery. My feet ached, my legs trembled, and my shirt was soaked with sweat, but I did not stop. The last address was a small apartment. An elderly woman opened the door, and her face lit up when she saw the package. "Oh, thank you," she said. "You are the delivery boy." "Right," I nodded, handing it over. She smiled and gave me a small envelope. Inside was some cash, not much, but enough for food and maybe a little more. It felt like more than money. It felt like hope. I walked back to the office with a smile on my face. The manager greeted me warmly. "So how did it go?" he asked. "All deliveries done," I said, handing him the empty bag. It was tough, but I finished. He nodded with approval. "Good job, Johnny. You have the spirit we need. Keep this up and you will go far." That night I went home and shared the news with my family. My father's eyes shone with pride. "I knew you could do it," he said. "You have the heart of a fighter." Lying in bed, I thought about the day. The money would not change everything overnight, but I had gained something more valuable: hope, pride, and strength. The road ahead would not be easy, but with each step I was moving closer to my dreams, and that was enough. I did not know exactly where the future would lead me, but I knew one thing for sure. I was ready. The end.